Welcome to the beginning of your study of agricultural science, brought to you exclusively by E-studylab. I'm glad you've joined me for this course, because what you're about to explore is not just a school subject. It's one of the oldest and most essential activities in human history. Agriculture is more than farming. It is more than food. It is the quiet engine that sustains every society. Long before cities were built, before trade routes were drawn across maps, and before written language, human beings were learning how to grow crops, raise animals, store food, and work with the land. Everything else, culture, education, government, industry, grew from that simple but powerful beginning. As we move through this subject together, we'll be uncovering how agriculture supports human life, protects the environment, builds economies, and shapes communities. You'll begin to see that the field is not only practical but also scientific, political, and deeply personal. What we eat, how it is produced, and how land is treated has an impact on every part of your life, whether you live in a village, a town, or a growing city. So let's begin with one simple question. What is agriculture? In its most basic sense, agriculture is the science and practice of cultivating plants and rearing animals for human use. But that definition only scratches the surface. Agriculture also involves understanding soil, water, climate, insects, plant biology, animal health, economics, and technology. It is a living system that combines nature and human knowledge in a delicate balance. Whenever a farmer decides when to plant, what to grow, or how much water to use, they are making scientific choices. Whenever animals are raised for meat, milk, eggs, or labor, decisions must be made about feeding, shelter, health, and breeding. When food is stored, transported, or sold, agriculture connects directly to business and trade. And when forests are protected or land is misused, agriculture touches the environment itself. You can already begin to see that this subject is not small. It affects everything. One of the most important things to understand early on is that agriculture exists to serve three major human needs. The first is food. Agriculture is deeply tied to food security. It is what ensures that food is available, affordable, and reliable. Without farming, there is no maize, no rice, no cassava, no tomatoes, no milk, no eggs, and no meat. Every meal you eat begins life somewhere on a farm. The second is raw materials. Agriculture supplies materials used in clothing, medicine, furniture, and industry. Cotton becomes clothing. Trees become paper and furniture. Certain plants become medicine, even soap, paint, and fuel trace part of their origin back to the farm. The third is employment and income. Millions of people earn their living directly or indirectly from agriculture. Some work the land, others transport produce, some process food, some sell it. Agriculture is not just survival, it is livelihood. In short, agriculture keeps entire societies alive. It feeds populations. It employs millions of people, especially in rural areas. It supplies raw materials for industries. It supports international trade. It shapes entire economies. And in a country like Nigeria, agriculture is not merely important, it is foundational. Millions of families depend on it for their livelihood, and the success of farming is closely linked to the health of the whole nation. When crops do well, communities thrive. When harvests fail, everything feels the strain. Now, before we end today's session, it's worth thinking about something quietly and carefully. When you hear the word farmer, what picture comes to your mind? Is it someone bending over a field in the sun? Is it someone standing beside cattle? Is it someone working on a simple tool into the soil? All of those images have meaning, but they are incomplete. Modern agriculture includes laboratories, weather data, machinery, economics, and genetics. It involves research into better seeds, healthier animals, and smarter use of land. Agriculture today is both ancient and modern at the same time. It holds traditions from the past while adapting rapidly to the future. And you are now stepping into that story. Before our next session, I invite you to notice something very simple in your daily life. Pause before one meal and ask yourself, where did this food come from? Who grew it? What had to happen for it to arrive here? You may be surprised how much meaning is hidden in that quiet moment. A reminder that this lesson is protected by copyright and is owned by E-studylab. In our next session, we'll move more deeply into the different branches of agriculture, the various areas of study within this subject, and we'll begin to see how large and rich this field truly is. For now, though, let this first idea settle. Agriculture is not only about growing things, it is about sustaining life.